All right, Chicago Hockey Radio. Lee Grossman, Justin Lynch, Tassos Kirkos, and Raven Gasser. It's Wednesday. It's a late Wednesday. Justin with finals and Wi-Fi issues. Why not take a late show? We got a few announcements. Hawks coming off the losing skid. So I'm going to throw it over to you boys here. But Lee, you're going to be live streaming the game again on tomorrow. Yeah, Thursday against the Islanders. And we are on Discord now. Woo! Yeah.
Rah.
We had a couple people reach out and ask for it, so we thought we would put that together and fire that up. So the link to the Discord channel is in the description of this episode, whether you are listening or you are watching on YouTube. It will be both in the description of this and every episode going forward. We will keep that link in that description there. So shout out Raven for getting on his horse and doing that.
Thank you, Raven.
Go ahead and join that. That's going to be a place where everybody can talk. Nothing, nothing out of line. Nothing. I have to, I mean, Discord will already
rules.
not let you.
I was gonna say I made rules for the server, so obviously no not safe for work usernames, no not safe for work pictures, profile pictures, links.
Get banned from my own Discord.
Geez.
Stuff like that.
Lee, you would be the guy.
But yeah, it's gonna be a fun place. You can talk about movies, you can talk about music, but there's also plenty of places to talk about hockey as well.
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna be active in there,
Absolutely.
chatting,
Yeah, we will be there.
complaining.
Friday questions will also be taken there too for a large part of it, and you guys will also know when we are live, so you will be able to. That's how we're gonna accumulate
yeah. And I'm sure
collect all of our
even
questions
if it's
each week.
even if they're not legit specific questions, I'm sure if the discussion in there is flourishing a lot, we'll end up using a lot of the subject matter that goes on in there on the show regularly. So definitely join that, and we're trying to
grow the community.
Yeah, grow the community.
Allow you to get to know each other too.
Yeah.
Before
Before we get into Rangers stuff,
talk about your live stream.
Oh, I was going to talk about the fact before my live stream that it's Tassos Kirkos' birthday today.
No.
And so I need
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it is.
Happy birthday. I didn't even know that.
I need claps for Tassos' birthday.
How old?
Oh gosh.
Damn, that's crazy.
Nice
He's 32
nice
tonight.
21 today.
32?
Tassos
No way.
is 30.
That's crazy.
Tassos is unk status today. He's going to be playing on the Blackhawks' third line with Jason Dickinson and Nick Foley.
Perfect fit.
I'm kidding. But I just had to shout that out. But as Tassos wanted me to talk about,
Thank you.
more importantly than his birthday, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, I'm going to be streaming tomorrow versus the Islanders. I'm 1-2-1 on the streams now, which if you look at the Blackhawks record, 1-2-1 is
That checks out.
That's that's pretty good, honestly. Better percentage than the Hawks. So yeah, it's gonna be it's a 6:30 game. Another game 2 of our New York road trip. I'm excited. It was so much fun last time. Is it gonna be me and you tomorrow?
Yeah,
Okay.
on the stream and on the post game as well. We're giving Justin the night off.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be streaming all night long. And you guys made that so much fun the other night. So let's run it back and let's get another win. Hopefully.
Yeah, let's get a rare win streak going here. We've only had one win streak all year that lasted 2 games, so maybe we can go for the longer than that this time around. Let's sweep New York here, right? Let's sweep this road trip. Why not?
Yeah,
You got to put 2 together to sweep it. So
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because isn't there one more in New York? Are we not playing
they
the
played
Devils?
the Devils on Saturday.
Yeah, that's a tough one, right? I feel like each one gets progressively a little more
and
challenging.
then they played the Islanders again here on Sunday.
Yeah.
This schedule makes no sense, man. And they've had 2 days off in New York. It's like I don't really get it, but anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens here.
But I mean, let's winnable game tomorrow. The Islanders are not good,
Buddy, they're floundering.
Yeah,
They're like 11, 12, and 7 now, right?
Yeah. But also to be fair to them, the Metro is better than the Atlantic.
Yeah, that's fair to
Yeah.
say.
Like, obviously the couple of teams in the Atlantic are really good, but as a whole, like,
There's
I
a
think
clear divide.
Yeah, the worst team in the Metro has like 27 points or something like that. So, but yeah, with that being said, sorry, I don't want to make the Islanders sound good. They suck. I hate the Islanders. I hate the way they play. They're uninspiring, and definitely a team that the Blackhawks can beat. And
Oh yeah,
and
easily.
also, like, as you said, let's carry this momentum on. But the roster's getting better because now we're gonna have Craig Smith instead of Joey Anderson on that fourth line.
The fourth line is saved. We were missing Craig Smith in that game, man. Joey Anderson on that line, it didn't look right out there.
Yeah. But what do you guys want to do a little Rangers recap now that we're all here together?
Well, I guess we already did talk about the stream a little bit.
Yeah.
Stream was good.
Stream's going to be great. Come to the stream. The streams are so much fun because it's such a long period of time that like we let loose a little bit. We have fun. I read every single question. I get chirped a lot.
I enjoy chirping you.
Yeah, Justin's always in the chat talking shit. So it's definitely a good time, and I can't wait for you to be Justin. I can't wait for you to be back in the biddy so that we can run one of these streams together.
I was just gonna say that. You
week's gonna
beat
be
me to
good.
it. I can't wait to chirp you in person. It'll be so much
my
more
gosh.
enjoyable.
We're
You could be the like Pat Foley. I'll be Eddie Olchak. I'll be the color guy while you do play by play.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
I like
it's gonna be sick. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more I can pump up the live streams. They're
No, you don't need
They're
to.
so much fun.
No, I meant like more of like the past one and the Rangers game and the the lifelessness of them and
Yeah, so I mean, well, that Rangers game. I mean,
That had
the
life. That was a good game.
Sorensen regime. I mean, this guy might be onto something. I know it's way too early to tell. We have 2 games to base it off of, but I mean, some of the last live streams that we did, like the Philly one, like they were fun because chat was coming and hanging out, and we were still talking shit. But it was like the games were so bad and just depressing, and it was like we knew they were gonna fucking blow that lead to Philly. And me and Tassos were talking about it that game in the intermission, like, oh, there's a very serious chance that they blow this. But dude, the Rangers game, it felt like we should have won that game 5-1. Like we were genuinely trying to create offense. It was a very positive movement in the right direction. You had Korchinski, who's going to be playing, from everything that I've seen, is going to be playing tomorrow. And Justin, I mean, you had the same view on that game, right? It feels different already.
Yeah, no, it's like we only had a 1-goal lead, so I was still nervous. Like we've seen this before as Blackhawks fans this season. But, like I didn't have this same feeling of dread where it's like, oh, we're screwed. We're totally gonna lose this game. Like I was like, we were totally outplaying the Rangers. There's been a lot of games that have been close, but like we've been the team that's been getting outplayed, right? But that was not the case. And just the improvements from like first game to the next under Sorensen were just so drastic. So I think it's only gonna go up from here. And it's like we're playing a team in the Islanders who, I mean, they're really much worse than their point standing suggests. Like they have more points than they should because they have like these 7 loser points that I talked about in the post game show. So I think I feel pretty good going into it. I think this team, like just the vibes they're a lot higher now. Like players seem happier. I think this change was needed, and I think you're going to see a lot more progression from this team. So I'm looking forward to it.
7 OTLs this early in the season is disgusting.
That's diabolical. I mean, they're on pace for probably at least 15, I would think.
Can you guys both take a second right now and guess who has the most points on the Islanders?
Andersley.
Yeah. I would not have
that's
guessed.
a good call.
That was a great guess.
I was thinking of Brock
thinking of
Nelson.
Andersley, too.
I wasn't looking at anything. I was thinking of Brock Nelson. Like, you know what? I don't think he's got a point recently, so I went with Lee. Yeah.
Yeah. When in doubt, go with Lee.
He's Mr. Consistency over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So not a good team. And I think we're all pumped about the fact that we're keeping these lines the same. Right.
Yeah, that's what you need to do.
We had our questions about Mikheyev on that first line specifically. But look, he did his job, and now let's see it for a few games in a row. Roll the lines. Keep them consistent and roll them. I'm pumped to see Smith back on that fourth line. You could tell they were just like putting Anderson on there completely threw off their mojo, right?
Yeah, especially because Reichel has shown such good chemistry with Craig Smith all season. Like he was his noticeable, I think, probably for that reason. So yeah, good to get him back in there. And yeah, I do like the continuity. I mean, it was something that Richardson struggled with until the end. Like the last few games, he had the same lines for him, but then we were just sucking. So I don't think it really mattered what he did at that point. The system just wasn't working. But when the system is working, you're seeing like that progression. It's like, yeah, keep the lines the same. So I like that. Let's keep this rolling for a while here, right? Throughout this trip.
Yeah, I'm with you. What the fuck are you fucking?
I don't know,
Your
man.
birthday boy's
Nothing,
just having
dude.
too much fun
Yeah,
over
I'm having
here.
fun. Should we Raven clipped out Anders Sorensen for us? What do you guys want to dig into a little bit?
Yeah, let's. I want to hear him speak. I mean, we're used to listening to Richardson clips. Let's get some Sorensen ones in here.
I know this is exciting.
Do I know what his voice sounds? No, I've watched an interview with him already.
Do you guys want to hear Sorensen winning at Madison Square Garden?
Sure,
All right,
his
yeah.
first career win. Yeah.
Oh boy, hold on.
Oh, did we put Raven on the spot there?
put
A
me
little
on the
bit?
spot.
Sorry,
a little
Raven.
bit,
It's
boys.
it's
First win for a
that-
Swedish NHL coach.
Is it the first one?
That's right.
Yeah, it is the first one.
It's the first one.
All right, take two here.
Loading.
Okay, I don't know why this is not working.
Oh,
Anyway,
Got the technical
so he
difficulties
said
over there.
he said it felt very good to get my first win as this.
It really did. It really just was. It felt good to get my first one so soon.
Yeah, it was
Ah,
nice.
damn. Well, I'd love to hear him say that. God damn it. I'm just kidding.
I'm
No.
Swedish, and I'm the first Swedish coach to have a Swedish win in the National Hockey League. Very fun to
Enjoying
get
his Swedish fish while saying that.
I also don't. I could never guess the Swedish accent. Swedes are so good at English, like it's insane. You can sometimes not even tell that they have accents.
I think he sounds, from what I've heard him speak, he kind of sounds like American. So, yeah, and he's definitely much different. Like, he's definitely a man of fewer words compared to Richardson. Like, Richardson would always, like, break these things down, like, step by step, where Sorensen's more like the basics in terms of answering the question. So, I think that's kind of refreshing, too. Yeah.
Is it true that he was William Nylander's skills coach for a while?
That won't shock me. I mean, Nylander's Swedish. So how many, development coaches can you have over there? So yeah, that is a great hockey country though. So
All right, boys, I did fix it. So if we want to hear him talk about it real quick, here we go.
Yeah, we just filibustered like crazy. Let's roll it.
Oh my God, it didn't work, bro.
oh, Raven.
oh man,
Raven's approaching a one pod sussy here pretty soon.
Who's gonna do it? I can't do that shit. I guess if you want to fucking.
All right. Okay. So if we don't have any clips on from Sorensen, Mr. Hit the Vape, Joey Anderson, did you guys already? No.
yeah. I mean, we talked
Shocker.
about him a little bit. I mean, I think it's not shocking, Craig Smith get back in there for him. I don't think Anderson's gonna be on this team much longer, to be honest with you. I think he's gonna get sent down. I think the reason he wasn't because of Smith's maintenance thing, but I think he's not going to be sent down right away. But I think it wouldn't shock me after this road trip, like he's sent down and we call it my boy. That's just me speculating, but Friedman speculated. A lot of NHL insiders have speculated, Blackhawks insiders too. So I think we're going to see Nazer up here soon, and then Anderson could go down to Rockford and enjoy himself down there. But yeah, I don't think
A lot
we
of
really need him
people
on this team
were-
right now.
A lot of people were reporting it like it was fact that Nazar was like already called up to the league, and it was like, no, that hasn't happened yet.
But that's the plan, though, I think.
I said because I think you guys were speculating that it was going to happen by, or Justin was saying this, that you thought it might happen by the.
That was what
Islanders
Friedman
game.
said. Yeah, so yeah.
But like I would take like Richardson.
The second Islanders game.
Davidson literally said in the press conference after Richardson got fired that he's going to give few minutes for the dust to settle and then bring him up probably after the road trip. Was like literally what he said pretty much verbatim in the Richardson press conference after the firing. So by Sunday, right? That's the next home game, right? Sunday.
Yeah,
So I-
Sunday
I-
against Islanders.
yeah,
so
so I-
Sunday is the
rematch.
next home game.
I would assume that's going to be Frank Nazar's first game of the season, if I had to
Yeah,
guess.
that's a good guess. I love how we're getting both the Islanders games out of the way within days of each other.
Yeah,
let's
thank
just get
God.
let's get these boring paint drying sessions out of the way and get back to actual hockey here.
I know I said
Those are going to be 2 terrible post games.
That's gonna be rough. I'm glad you guys are giving me the one tomorrow off.
I don't know. In our pregame, Justin, that we did on Instagram, follow Chicago Hockey Radio on Instagram.
Yes.
The pregame that Justin and I did before the Rangers game, I had mentioned, I was like, I wouldn't want to be I wouldn't want to be betting under on this game just because Shesterkin just had the baby. Our defense was looking suspect at best. I was like, I wouldn't be betting unders here. And the score ended up being fucking 2-1. So my knee jerk is to say that this Islanders game is going to be another 2-1, but watch it be a fucking 6-5 barn burner that we win in overtime because they suck in overtime.
Yeah, no, I think this is probably gonna be another. I wouldn't shock if this was another 2-1 game. Honestly, that's just the way those games go, and it goes to OT because every Islanders game seems to go to overtime. So
can't handle it.
I can't.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all don't want this to go extra innings there or no?
Okay, no, the Rangers game was 2-1, but that game didn't feel like a 2-1. Like it
was a fun game.
There was enough to go around in that game. It's not like opportunities were like few and far between, you know.
Score games aren't always like they can be great. Like some of the most entertaining hockey games, especially come playoff time, are those like low scoring barn burners of defensive hockey. But not really what I want to see this time of year though. Yeah.
Raven.
Is he rolling so
I'm trying to make sure it's working because it wasn't working when I did this before.
Raven's been here for 12 hours already today, so he's just losing his mind over there.
Yeah, sorry about my Wi-Fi cutting out. This is our second take, by the way, because the Wi-Fi in Ohio has been asked today. So so that's the way that goes.
Oh my gosh, this is a sick fucking. Can we do like some shots or something in between?
This is a terrible podcast.
Elite pod today.
Everyone loves it when we fall off the rails.
-4 effort from everybody.
I feel like I need to like put my feet up on the desk or something right now. It just feels like lax in here.
We should
on the
have
positives though.
Let's get him.
You just played it.
This is what strike 4.
We should have him, and it shouldn't work. It should work.
I do know one quote that Sorensen made though about Kevin Korchinski. He said Korchinski's performance on Monday was unbelievable. So he's gonna get another game here.
All right.
He's like, all right, clip 4, Raven.
If this doesn't work, I'm just walking away from the thing for a second.
I thought he was unbelievable.
Let's go.
Really happy, like the way he played. Really happy for him to come up under tough circumstances, and he played a lot last week, and I thought he looked really good.
Do you think he'll stay past this game, or is this one thing?
We'll see. Yeah, no. I mean, he's gonna play. He's gonna play Thursday. He looked great.
Okay, so Kevin Korchinski is going to play Thursday, according to Anders Sorensen.
I was previewing that little clip there, but hopefully it's more than just that, right? It does sound like the plan, though, unfortunately, is like he's just kind of filling in for Martinez while he's hurt. He's probably gonna get sent back down, but I'm hoping for Kevin. You know what? Have the absolute game of your life Thursday. Play so well, where the Hawks, force you to stay up here, because I think the way he's playing, like I'd love to see him, stay here for an extended period and not just get set right back down. I hope it's not just a reward thing, right? A couple games, like here's your bone to pick, and then go back to Rockford. Maybe that's good for him, right? Maybe he goes back to Rockford. It's like a confidence thing. He's dominating down there. Then he comes back up here at the end of the season. But we'll see what happens. Let's, I guess, take this a game at a time here. But good to see him, back in the lineup for sure. Not just healthy scratched.
I know that it was just one game and that it's the smallest of sample sizes possible. But if he plays like this again tomorrow, you cannot tell me that he shouldn't be up here instead of Kaiser or Crevier. Like, you literally cannot convince me of that. We all a high first round pick. He's, everyone's kind of fingers crossed that he's going to be a number 1, number 2 defenseman. If the kid's going to fucking play like that and he does it again, you're insane for sending him back down. Because
I'm a big believer. Like, if you're a player in his position, a young prospect who can play in the NHL, you should be playing in the NHL. Like, let's not have these guys down there just for the sake of it, right? If they need it, fine. That's one thing. I think he showed it in preseason, like he needed the time in the AHL. But if he's playing the way he's now with confidence, looking way better than he ever did all of last season, then why should he be sent back down? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry.
And
so, I would agree with you.
Also, it's not like every single player is going to develop the same. Like, just because the Rockford thing worked with guys like Alec Vlasic doesn't mean that that's going to be like the most efficient way to develop Kevin Korchinski. Like maybe some of these guys are going to be better off just being thrown in the deep end and playing at the NHL level. Because as we've mentioned, I feel like I've mentioned this like a million times, he played the entire last season in the NHL, you know? So yeah, selfishly, I want to see him in our lineup every single night.
No, I agree. I want that to happen, but I just don't think that's what's going to happen. But we'll see. I'd love to have both Kevin and Frank up here.
Yeah, and if he goes down, as long as Frank comes up, I'm chilling.
It cancels out.
Yeah. I just want to see one of them. Like, don't keep giving me unks, you know.
So we have these other Sorensen clips if you want to hear them now that they work.
now that we've talked about 3 things since then. Yeah, let's do.
You want to hear about Bertuzzi?
Sure, let's hear about Birdo.
Yeah, I really liked his intensity and the way he competed, right? I thought that line was really good. I thought Donnie's line there with Taylor Hall was really good. They drove the pace for us early in the game, and it was really fun to watch.
Did he refer to Ryan Donato as Donnie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Donnie.
That's pretty fire.
You should call him Donut. Ryan Donut.
Donut.
Wonder if he likes Dunkin' Donuts.
Dude, he's got like the most goals on the team. You can't call him Donut.
Yeah, maybe that's unfair, but hopefully he's not the leading goal scorer of this team for much longer. I mean, as great as he's been playing, it's like if Ryan Donato is your leading goal scorer, that shows you how much we've been struggling to score goals this season. But hopefully under Sorensen that'll change. I think the way we played so far, I think more goals are on the horizon for this club.
Tassos, how do you feel about Taylor Hall starting to play significantly better the past few stretch of games? Still a guy you think we're going to be shopping come trade deadline?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. They're definitely going to be shopping him. It's all about the value and what you're going to get for him at this point. And every game is a bit more of a part of the story of the data collection. And, you know, tomorrow's going to tell us something, and Saturday and Sunday are going to tell us different things. And we're going to see. Same thing about Bertuzzi. You'd like to see him string together more than just, you know, one all right game. Like, you'd like to see him put it together for 3, 4, 5 games in a row here. And yeah, I don't know. Good to see him get on the board though.
I think
I called it. I think I called it on Monday.
You did. Yeah, I think we need more consistency from both of those guys because they've both shown in spurts, especially Taylor Hall. Like, it seems like once every 2 games he kind of shows his old prime self, and then he kind of disappears. So let's see more consistency from game to game, and I think that'll just help his trade value, right? I mean, Bertuzzi's not going anywhere; he's here for that contract. But with Hall, it's like we really want to see that guy lock in so we can get something for him because I don't think he's going to stay here. Yeah.
And I mean, same thing with Ryan Donato. Like, you know, that could be a guy that we're looking to flip as well. So I think it'd be good for all of us.
They should flip Donato as quickly as they can.
Yeah. While his value is high, because I don't think he's going to keep this production going. I hope he proves me wrong, but I don't think he's going to keep this production going till the trade deadline.
$2.25 million, I think. If I got that completely spot on, I'm fucking goated. But I think it's.
And he's a UFA at the end of the season?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yes. I'm confirming all of this in 3 seconds.
Donato might get back more than Taylor Hall at this rate.
Yeah, he's a UFA after the season, and we're only paying him $2 million. He's got 15 points in 26 games, 10 goals.
Yeah, I think it's going to get a little more than that in his next contract.
It's not bad for $2 million.
No, not at all.
I think they're, a desperate team could give a second for that.
Maybe. I mean, I think probably a third more likely, but yeah.
Look, I know it's $2 million. It's a $2 million player.
Maybe if you retain a little bit. Throw Patrick Maroon in there as a sweetener for a team really looking to revamp.
Those playoff teams always want the big rig.
Yeah,
what about sending him back to Tampa Bay? I don't know how much cap space they have in Tampa, and if the Hawks have Justin, you would know. Have the Blackhawks used all 3 of their salary retention slots?
No, I think we only have 2.
I don't think so. No, we definitely have another one.
We just have Jake McCabe and Josh Bailey.
That's right. He was a Blackhawk for 1 hour, I remember, because that was weird.
Okay. So you could retain on one more contract.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you do it on Ryan Donato's $2 million, but
Maybe if Tampa Bay, I don't know how much, like I said, I don't know how much. Tampa Bay would be a team that I could see throwing you a second round pick, some like punting it down the line. I don't know if they have a second round pick in like 28 or 29 or something stupid like that. But
I have a trade proposal for Tampa Bay.
oh gosh.
We get Brandon Hagel, they get 2 first-round picks.
I knew you were going to say Brandon Hagel. Well, that would be a great look for Cal Davidson, right?
Yeah, that's some shit the Blackhawks would do.
We love requiring former players. That's what we do.
Yeah, I think we should break the bank on a guy like Brandon Hagel. I think that's what this club needs. Fuck, man, this is a fun episode.
I think Mikko Rantanen had 5 points last night. He's his contract. Everybody's talking about Mitch Marner all the time. I want Mikko Rantanen. That's the guy I want to compliment my boy.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I want to talk about the Avalanche more during the
Wood deal,
NHL hour.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
The Wood deal,
the Wood team,
the Woodies in net. And then also I was not familiar with their game. I know I was low on them at the start of the season.
Yeah, you thought we might not make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I watched them last night and I was like, wow, I capped really hard on that one. They're fucking legit. But anyway, Hawk stuff.
What else? Game tomorrow. Do you want to keep teeing up the Islanders? I mean, Matt Barzal has been out for over a month and a half.
And it's for a team that's struggling to score, like having your top, producer out the lab. It only makes it tougher, right? I mean, because then you got Bo Horvat, right? You got Brock Nelson, you got Anders Lee, but there's like not really a lot of pieces on this team that's like are heavy hitters in terms of offense. Just the way they play with that raw system, it's kind of similar, just that grinding defensive style of play. So, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's not going to be a boring game for Lee's live stream tomorrow, but, Lee is the guy who will spice up anything. So that's another reason to watch. If you're looking at this game like, oh, no, Leon in the background, he'll make it, entertaining. So
they have to be the oldest team in the league, right?
I said this on my show today. I think they are.
Dude, average age of, 31 or something?
Is it?
Maybe older?
That was a guess.
I'll do a little research. You guys
Hawks are up there. Hawks are like top 10, I think. They're like probably 30, a little above 30, I think.
I'm just on Puckpedia right now, just looking at some Islanders stuff.
The Oilers are entering the 2024-25 season as the oldest team in the NHL. At an average age of 30.19. This is from October.
I would have guessed that.
Who's bringing down? I guess they've got like a 23-year-old and they've got a few 24-year-olds. But dude, this Islanders team is old as hell.
And you look at it on paper, like it doesn't exactly pop out,
No.
It doesn't. Not very scary.
Yeah, when you got Kyle Palmieri driving the bus here, and a young kid, Max Tsiplikov, and
we got a third deep here,
Well,
Isaiah George and Grant Hutton.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
picked those guys off the street or something.
Well, and Duclair and Barzal both on LTIR.
The only guys with any legs on that team.
Yeah.
They got Sorokin in net though, so they always have that.
Isn't he also like 30 already?
Sorokin, he's 29.
He's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
They
came to the NHL late. Him and Shesterkin, and Sorokin's a year older, I think.
Yeah.
Remember, like the Hawks rumored to be on Sorokin, it turned out to be false. I think like there's a false tweet that was out there from one of the insiders, like, "Oh, Sorokin's going to the Hawks." It never worked out. So I think that was a few years ago, but.
Imagine hanging on to Dom Hasek instead of giving him away. Could have reversed it there.
Kind of crazy to me. Bo Horvat's contract is a little nuts.
Yeah. Oh, yep.
And I don't think his game's kind of fallen off a bit too, hasn't it?
And by the way, they have him longer than we have Seth Jones.
Are you serious?
They have
Jesus.
They have him
till what, 2031?
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious. So yeah, they can have fun with that.
Dude, Puckpedia's trying to give my phone a virus so hard right now. Dude, they are paying Bo Horvat $8.5 million until 2031.
Yikes.
I might have children by then, and Bo Horvat is going to be... How old is he going to be? Is he going to be 35, 36?
736. Yeah.
Oh my
Yikes.
gosh. Yeah,
Yeah,
signing.
Puck Pete isn't quite the same as cap friendly. A little bit of a drop off there.
I think signing any player to term past their 33rd birthday is like risky business.
It's a good movie, Risky Business. Have y'all seen that?
No, I
Chicago.
haven't.
I actually don't know if
Tom
I've seen
Cruise
Risky.
stuff. Oh, it's classic. You gotta see it.
Okay.
But yeah, back to the Islanders here. But and yeah, Noah Dobson had like an insane season last year. This year, I guess productions hasn't quite been there too. So not getting any offense from the back end too, which that's probably hurt their attack a bit. And yeah, just a lot of these guys aren't really producing the way they were. Duclair being out hasn't helped them too. They've had injuries to be fair, but it's just not really a roster that's like I think some Islanders fans thinking, oh yeah, this is a playoff team, and it has been, but I wasn't really sold on them going into the season. I just think they're better teams in that division where yeah, they're kind of a tough spot here. I don't think they're really gonna, make a run.
There are certain like fan bases that I just genuinely feel bad for. Like I know the Hawks are like, bottom of the league. People have been kind of shitting on us, but the future's so
The future's
bright.
bright. Yeah.
Dude,
Islanders,
this
it's not.
Islanders
No.
roster is so average. It's like it's a team built on like middle six forwards that they're paying $7 million to with term. So to all the Islanders fans listening, I'm sorry, man. I don't know what else to say.
And they've been waiting for a while too, man. They had that 4-year run, right? From 80 to 83 where they were dominant and they haven't won a cup since. So it's been a bit of a struggle for them.
Matt Barzal,
His career is being
Yeah.
wasted. His prime is.
His production should be so much higher than it is. If any other system, he'd be putting up a ton because he's so talented. Like in terms of stick handling, speed, like one of the most talented players in the league. But that system
Do
just
you
kind
believe that?
Has
Yeah.
the NHL passed Lou by?
Yeah, the dinosaur. Yeah, I think he's a bit. He should retire at this point. Yeah, Mr. Old School there. He still does that thing too with the facial hair, right? Nobody can have facial hair. They're like Duclair had to shave it. Like
Yeah.
that was weird. Yeah, that's wow. But yeah, I think his days are like numbered there. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Barzal's never going to win a Stanley Cup.
and with the Islanders, no.
Yeah, unless he
Matthew Barzal is never going to score over 90 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the Islanders. Yeah.
I don't know. Some people, I feel like I hear a lot of people that are kind of like not low on him, but like his defensive, prowess is not anything to be impressed by. I don't know. Like, where would you put Matt Barzal in the league? Like, didn't make Team Canada. Would you put him in the top 30?
That might point to more of his
Top-
injury. In what?
Top 30 in the
centers?
league.
Yeah. No. Top-
Players?
Yeah,
Just overall.
Yeah.
He's like on that bubble, I would say. Like the injury doesn't help. He was a point per game last year on that Islanders team. I think the injury hasn't helped, but he'd probably be on Team Canada. I'd say
Players? No, dude. Matt Barzal's not a top 30 player in the NHL.
I think a bubble. He's close, but not quite there.
He's
probably.
close.
Yeah.
You're
He's
right.
top 50 for sure. Top 50.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, like I remember his rookie season. Like he had one of the best like rookie seasons like in a while. And like he hasn't matched that production since then. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah. I wish, I'm sure they wish he would score more, but there's nobody around him.
Yeah, he scored.
Yeah, no.
He scored 85 points his rookie season. That's the best season he's ever had. He's
The closest
never
he come was last year. That's the only other year he's gotten back to 80 points.
he's never been a point per game player besides that one season.
It feels like he should be,
Yeah, isn't that crazy? Yeah, no, you can't call him top 30 in the league if he's never been point per game.
No. Heck no.
Damn.
Heck no. Doesn't really matter what team you're on. Although he would have a Stanley Cup ring by now. If it weren't for, didn't they lose in like overtime at game 7?
They've had a few close calls, getting to the conference finals, but not be able to get over the hump.
Twice.
Especially those
And they
COVID
would've-
seasons, right?
Yeah, they would have beat the Montreal Canadiens and the Dallas Stars those years in the final.
I don't know. That Canadians team was a wagon. That was like one of the Lynn
Oh my
Sandy
God.
ones of all time.
Stop. Tampa Bay demolished
That
them.
was such a that was
Dis-
such,
Because
dismantled
Tampa Bay was an all-timer
was
team.
that
It wasn't just any.
2021?
Yeah.
That was such a Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
That was such a Mickey Mouse Stanley Cup playoffs. Like people say that with the NBA, and I think it had the opposite effect in the NBA. I think like you taking away all the publicity and all the fans and all the noise around it
Wasn't
made
the
the
same.
basketball better. I think when you take hockey fans out of the arena in the playoffs, it was like like a different sport. It was like garbage.
Well, there
It
were
was so weird
fans
to
by,
watch.
in there by the final.
A
By
little
the
bit.
final of that year.
Yeah.
2021 there was. 2020 there was nobody because
No.
of the bubble. Yeah. The bubble, that was Mickey Mouse. 2021 maybe a little closer to real hockey.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse.
I missed that 2020 bubble series. That was fun watching the Hawks go on one
How
last
di-
run
how
with
different
Kane
is it
Tays
if we're-
beating the Oilers?
Beat the
That feels like
Oilers,
forever
yeah.
ago. Nobody gave him a
different-
shot going in.
How different is it though if we're talking about Stanley Cup champion Matt Barzal?
What if my grandma had wheels? She'd be a bicycle.
if
she doesn't. But
Yeah.
she doesn't, so she's not. Yeah, I don't know. If I was fucking as talented as Matt Barzal, I'd probably have a Stanley Cup ring.
Is there any
Real
chance?
odds
Is there any chance tomorrow? Do you guys think that the Hawks just come out and
Lay an egg.
lay an egg?
Yes. It's
Well, there's always a chance, but
it's-
I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're waiting tomorrow. I'm actually feeling, and a lot of things I show them say in the show don't age well, but that is one thing I'm feeling pretty confident because this Owls team is in the dumps right now, just like the Rangers. I think the Hawks are going to capitalize. They've had a few more days to bond here, right? Hope as long as they stay safe in New York City for another night. And yeah, they're going to come in, they're going to sweep. I feel pretty good about that, but there is a chance, of course.
If there's one thing that this Blackhawks team is completely and utterly capable of, it is losing any sort of game to any team in the league.
And there's no consistency. Like they've been so bipolar, but that was under Richardson. That was the old guard. We're in a new guard here. It's gonna change. I'm being delusional, but I could say it and hope it's gonna happen.
As long as the style of play is more offensive and entertaining, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, me too. That was the main takeaway from the Tuesday game. The team is just so much more watchable. Just getting more involved in the offensive zone. It's just more fun to watch, man. That's the way this team should be right now. If we're at, right?
Yeah, I was surprised to I guess this is more NHL hour. I was just gonna say I can't believe Peter Laviolette hasn't been fired yet.
I thought so too. I thought that was coming. I know Raven said somebody like he brought up some sort of rumor that was going to be the case, but like that was maybe the breaking point. But yeah, I felt like it was. Like I think us too, we felt that. So maybe it's still coming, but you would have thought losing against the last place Blackhawks
Losing
would be the
to
last
us.
straw. 8 of your last 10. I mean, with that team, with that roster, is really inexcusable. So we'll see how much longer Valicia has there. I imagine it's probably not super long at the moment. But yeah, I was pretty surprised by that too.
Yeah, they're playing in Buffalo tonight, which is basically another home game.
Battle of S.
I think if they lose this one, like if that guy still has a job, then I mean, I guess I need to just start being more of a menace at work, because if this guy's not going to get fired, like what can I get away with, you know?
Yeah, no, I mean they've always had the Sabres number 2, so it's like if that changes, then it's like nothing's going well, right? So I mean they haven't really shown any signs of getting out of this rut too. Like that's a thing. Like it's not like they've been playing well during it, just losing games they should win. Like they shouldn't. They had no business being in that game. I think Shesterkin's made them look better than they deserve, or better than they really are.
Do you guys have anything else?
No, you want to.
The next Road to the Winter Classic episode
Oh,
drops tonight.
yeah.
I think it drops right now, though. I think 6 Eastern. So, like after this show, we'll watch that. But it'll be interesting from the Hawks' perspective. I imagine it'll focus a lot on, the first episode. It's pretty funny because it focuses a lot on Montgomery, right? Of him coming in after Bannister was fired. So I imagine the second episode will probably be a lot about the Hawks, right? And Richardson being fired and Sorensen coming in. So we'll see about that. But should be an interesting one. But yeah, I mean, Ice Hogs play a game tonight too. Hopefully, Frank Nazar's last game as an Ice Hog for a while. I'll try to speak that into existence. And but yeah, we move.
I just came to chat. There was some happy birthday to Tassos Kirkos. What else? Bailey was bought out, so we actually have 2 retained spots.
That's right.
Ryan the Donut King. Matt Barzal career wasted? Question mark. Oh my gosh, I love chat. I think that's good for me for Blackhawks Hour. Do you want to take a small few second break here and then
Yeah, let's take it.
are you good?
I might stick around. I might not.
Do you have like a beer or something we can drink really fast or something?
I just realized.
Other
I
side.
don't know. I just realized something. I don't even know if I even mentioned Bedard once during the Hawks Hour, and I feel it's kind of sacrilegious. So I'm just going to say Connor Bedard, and I'm going to end it there.
All right.
Welcome back, Chicago Hockey Radio, NHL Hour. I'm Lee Grossman. With me in studio is the birthday B-boy, Tassos Kirkos, and on Zoom, Justin Lynch. Not his birthday, but it's okay.
No, we're a few months away from that, but we'll get there.
All right, NHL Hour. I alluded to it. I'd like to start with the Colorado Avalanche. They just did a goalie swap, basically, with the San Jose Sharks.
Yeah, they shipped off Forgiev.
It's like kind of putting a Band-Aid on the issue, though. No?
Yeah, I mean, it's like now you have Blackwood and Wedgwood. I mean, it was hard to get worse than what they had. It's an improvement, but like it's not like that's like a Stanley Cup caliber goalie tandem. Not that I mean Darcy Kuemper is definitely better than what they have with Georgiev, but still it's like that team. I do think the way it is now with the lack of depth compared to what they had before with the injuries, it's like I don't know if it's good enough to win with that goalie tandem. I think it's good enough to get to the playoffs, but like when they get there, it's probably gonna be the same deal like as the last couple of years. I'm not sure if they're really a cup contender.
Yeah, I mean Blackwood, Wedgwood, it's better than no wood.
Miles Wood.
Gotta have the wood. Yeah. Morning wood.
Okay, dude. Anyway, yeah, I mean, Georgiev's save percentage this season was atrocious.
What is it, like 870 or something?
Yeah, it's really bad.
Yeah,
I don't know if Blackwood really is gonna move the needle. It might.
I mean, he's been playing in the Sharks, and he's actually been kind of respectable. He's kind of kept them in games that had no business being in. And now he'll play in a better, from a better team in front of him. I think that only help his numbers. So it's improvement, but it's not like a drastic, change.
I think, and for a team, and so I was low on them at the start of the season, but now that Nichushkin's back and the way Rantanen's playing and McKinnon.
They had 10 points last night between them two.
Yeah, I watched some of that game last night and I was like, shit, I was so wrong. This team is really fucking good. The team isn't that good. It's just their top
three, the threesome,
so good. Who knows what Gabe Landeskog's up to? I have heard
Maybe
nothing.
He's probably with Jonathan Toews right now on a healing spiritual journey.
He probably should be.
Yeah. You think
right?
That's what he needs to heal, Yeah, who knows? I feel like they said like this is the season he's gonna come back, and we still haven't heard anything. And he has not even a semblance of an estimation of when he's gonna be back. So at this point, it's like might be another lost year, and he might. I mean, if you're missing 3 years of hockey, it's like, can you really come back from that? I know Mario Lemieux did it, but like Landeskog is good, but he's no Mario Lemieux, so I don't know. That might be a bit tricky there.
Yeah, but that team is scary, and especially since I feel like the West is kind of wide open a little bit this season. Now that they have a goaltender with a save percentage above 900, I mean, they could realistically beat anybody in a 7-game series.
And they're still not fully healthy yet, right? There's still a lot of good guys out right now, right? Like Duran, I think he's still out. Is Lehkonen still out? What's his deal? I think
I'm not sure.
They've had a
I
few
think
guys,
he's back.
few injuries.
Isn't he back?
He is back. Okay, my bad. So who am I thinking of? There's somebody else I'm thinking of who's out.
I don't know.
Somebody's with
But yeah,
last
they've been
name
struggling
Wood.
with a lot of injuries. Manson's on the decor. I think Tays got back too. So yeah, I mean it's looking better now. And then roster summit doesn't look so bad when it's a bunch of random guys in that bottom 6, like early in the season, right? Like the whole team was out and it didn't look so hot. But now it's like you got your normal guys back. There's a squad here, right?
You
So
still
looking a lot
got
better.
Ivan holding down the 4th line. But
Hey, don't disrespect Ivan Cubed like that. He's him.
they've got Josh Manson on IR, Tucker Poolman on IR, Jonathan Drouin's still out, and Gabe Landeskog is taking peyote right now in North Dakota.
I thought
That sounds about right.
Duran was back, wasn't he?
Daily
was for a little
Face-Off
bit.
is my scripture. So if Daily
Yeah,
Face-Off-
Duran was what I was thinking of. I don't know why I said Lehkonen. Yeah, he's clearly back. He was back. Like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, most of the team's back now.
Yeah, Justin, what were you thinking? Can't
Justin,
believe it.
What the fuck?
I don't think I am thinking today. No, I mean, not to make excuses. You know, they say no excuses, but I think finals have brain rotted me. So yeah, if I say a lot of weird shit today, then that's why.
That's right.
How did the final go today?
Decent. It was a history final, so that's my wheelhouse. I'm always good history, so I think it did. I think it did well. Yesterday, I'm not sure, or Monday, and then tomorrow it's gonna be a bit tricky, but we'll get through it. Yeah, and I'll be able to give all my focus to CHR this winter break. I look forward to actually being there in the studio with y'all. It'll be nice.
This is way more important than school. So
Yeah, no, like fuck school, right? Who needs that degree?
ooh. All right.
The degree is the backup plan at this point.
All right, NHL hour. Where are we going from the Colorado Avalanche? Are we staying in the West?
We've been in the NHL. I think you guys should talk about the sorting out the mess of teams in the Metro and also the fight for the second wild card spot, or really both wild card spots in the Eastern Conference right now, especially because I'm going to leave the moment my phone dies. And
you're trying to make it die as soon as possible.
yeah, I'm just running it right now. No, I'm looking at stuff.
I think I alluded to this on an earlier show, but it's like there's always been this narrative around those 3 same teams in that LAC division. Like, what's going to be the year that they finally break through, right? And so far this year, those 3 teams being the Senators, the Red Wings, and the Sabres, it's looking like the same deal. If anything, it's looking worse. I mean, not a single one of those teams is over 500. They're all below, and they all have 26 points. They all have pretty much identical records, all in pretty much identical situations, and their rebuilds are taking years and years to develop. So I think that's kind of something interesting to follow. I mean, look at all 3 of those teams. I don't think any of them is really close, to be honest with you. Like, a lot of people have the Senators; they were a popular pick, but they've been kind of a disaster. I mean, I don't think they're going anywhere. The Red Wings, that team is just bad. Yeah. I mean, flat out. The Sabres have promise. I feel like of those 3 teams, I'd be most confident in them, but it's also the Buffalo Sabres. They haven't been anywhere in 13 years, so it's like.
Did you guys see any of that Kevin Adams press conference?
A little bit.
From last Friday. It was crazy, dude. It was before it was Friday morning, when they were in on Trouba, and then they ended up being out on Trouba, and Trouba didn't want to go to Buffalo, and he didn't want to go to Columbus, and the Kevin Adams press conference was basically like, we don't have palm trees here. We have taxes.
Cold ass fucking winters.
Yeah.
Did a fan throw like a palm tree, like not actual palm tree, but like a balloon or something of a palm tree on the ice there, making fun of that or something? I'm pretty sure that happened. I might be totally making that up. I'm pretty sure I saw something about that.
Okay.
I was wondering what that was about, so now I know. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah. Very interesting. I mean, the fans in Buffalo, and the reporters in Buffalo who represent the fans, they don't take any, especially now,
they're fed up.
They're going on, this is the 14th year if they miss the playoffs. So
that's insanity.
So for all your Blackhawks fans are like, oh, it's taking so long. Like, we were spoiled rotten, right? 3 cups in 6 years. This is year 3 of the rebuild. A lot of Hawks fans say it's been going on forever. No, it hasn't. It's year 3. Just because we missed the playoffs since 2017, not counting the bubble, that doesn't mean we been rebuilding that entire time. It's only been 3 years, really. So let's keep things in perspective. Looking at these three teams here, I think they're all great examples of a rebuild's going wrong, right? I mean, you could say eventually it's going to work out, but the Wiser plan, I don't. I mean, do you guys still have faith in the Wiser plan? Because it's
Nope.
waning for me. I don't think there's much of a plan there. The Sabres, they're the Sabres. We've discussed them. I mean, the Senators, maybe they're the closest, but I mean, the morale isn't exactly great with there at the moment. So I wouldn't say they're that close either.
Sens Twitter is like repeatedly talking about what major pieces they're going to move on from to try to like kind of retool this, what was already a rebuild, basically. So I honestly don't have, I mean, on paper, the Sens should be the best of those teams, in my opinion. I think they've got like the most talented players.
Yeah.
Ullmark was supposed to, save them, right? That was their issue, right? It was goaltending all along. Once they get the goaltender, like they'll be in, but that hasn't happened.
Who do you think gets the wild card spots right now? Tampa and Philly sitting in them.
I don't think Philly's going to stay there. I mean, Tortorella's an outstanding coach and he gets the most out of them, but and Michkov I can't glaze him enough. But it was a similar situation last year, right? They overperformed a lot. This year it feels like they are too. I do think that they're a bit better this year, but are they going to make the playoffs? That's a big ask, man. I don't think they're gonna last there. But who bumps them out though is the question. I mean, as bad as this Rags team is right now, like they probably eventually figure it out. I feel like that team's too good, even with their woes, to miss the playoffs outright. I don't think they're going to do anything if they get there, but like, surely they're not going to miss. I would still pick them over the Flyers.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick, because I'm going to walk out of here now. I'm going to pick the Rangers and I'm going to pick the
Columbus Blue Jackets.
No, I'm going to pick the Ottawa
The
Senators
Bulls.
to sneak in.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to pick the Ottawa Senators to sneak in. I'd love it to be the Sabres, but Kevin Adams kind of implied that he was in on Marty Necas too in that press conference. It's a really interesting watch.
What a
if
season
anybody
he's
has
having,
interest
too.
in it.
Man.
I would go back and recommend it. Even just clips of it are really good. But yeah, I don't know. Marty Necas has been unbelievable. But I think Tampa Bay sneaks into that third spot and Boston drops out of the playoff race. And I think Ottawa sneaks in there. So one of those three teams, Buffalo, Detroit, and Ottawa, have to do it. And I think Ottawa's the most poised to do it, even though they're probably the most dysfunctional out of all of them, too. But the others are just bad. Or in the case of the Sabres, young and bad and
I will say,
need more players. I don't know.
We've been talking about coaches a lot lately. I'm shocked Derek Lalonde is still the head coach of the Detroit Red Wings. The fact that we fired Richardson before they fired Lalonde, like I would have never expected that. So I'm a little surprised. I feels like, I mean, if it hasn't happened now, like he's probably good for now for this season. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but it feels like that's a move they probably should have made already. But I'm not sure if you all agree if he's what. I mean, he's not solely the problem there, but he's definitely a issue. I think Wings fans would agree with that.
We'll see. I could see him sticking with them, Yzerman sticking with them. I could see Detroit just isn't good either. I don't know.
No,
all right,
yeah,
I gotta
that's
go,
fair.
fellas. But I will
Okay.
see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we're live streaming and post game afterward. Justin, you have tomorrow off. Everybody, go join our Discord. It's gonna be a fun community. Stick around for Lee's live stream tomorrow, and then the podcast show will be back Friday morning with all of us ready to go. And
Happy birthday, Tassos.
Yeah.
Woo.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Have fun tonight.
Cha.
Not too much fun.
This is not permission to end in 2 minutes after I walk out the
All
door.
right, guys.
either.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like and
Keep it
subscribe.
All right, later.
No. All right. I'm the captain now.
Oh, so you're second in the command on the.
No.
Okay,
no,
I see how it is.
I'm just in studio.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, the captain goes down the ship, as they say. So let's keep this rolling here. Let's not be the Titanic.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull you a little closer just so I can see your face a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't really seeing you for a while there. It's like.
All right. Now what I want to do is what we just did, West Coast Western Conference edition.
Like who sneaks in the wild card?
Yeah. So right now, but let's take a look at it for a second, because right now, Colorado and Vancouver are in the wild card spots.
Colorado's gonna stay there. Colorado's gonna make the playoffs.
I could see Colorado, going up and finishing in the top 3 in the Central.
Who are they gonna-
Realistically, either maybe Dallas or Winnipeg. honestly. I could see
Yeah, they've been
Winnipeg
kind of
not
floundering lately.
floundering in,
Well, they did win last night, though.
are they going to be able to sustain this, long? Obviously,
I don't think so.
the initial first 15 games was absurd. But I mean, I guess they are like 9 points back. No, they're 8 points back.
It's asking for a bit. The Stars record is not nearly as good as I thought. They're tied with, 3 games in hand, but they're tied with the Avs. They're 17-10. I thought the record was way better than that. I think it's still going to improve, though. I think it's only up from there with them. But
yeah,
I'm a little surprised. Like, I would have had them, winning this division over the Wild and the Jets, which still could happen. But the Wild, it feels like they're pretty safe at the moment. I'd say up to 2 between them and Jets. I'd say it's more likely they stay up there than the Winnipeg.
I agree. I think Minnesota's the real deal. I think it's significantly more likely that I feel like this Dallas team is going to be a squad that gets better and better as the regular season goes on.
They'll show up when it matters. Like they'll win the playoffs.
Exactly. And I think Winnipeg's going to be kind of the opposite again. And so I think there'll be some decline there. But yeah, it does make me feel really nice that right now Colorado and Vancouver are the teams in the wild card spot, because it's like, do I think the Calgary Flames are going to pass either of them? No, and I don't want to get a fucking Calgary Flames tattoo.
It's funny. I hate to say it. The way it's looking now, like the way this structure is looking, like the way the teams that are in the Western Conference, like I don't even know if it's going to change. To be honest with you, like those 8 teams to me, probably going to be the 8 teams that make it. I mean, it's possible I'm wrong about that, but the Flames, they've been overperforming, and somehow they're still, tied. I mean, Vancouver's the tiebreaker, but I don't think they're not going to push. Like it's going to get worse from here.
And I don't think either of us are believers in St. Louis.
Yeah, I mean it's better with Montgomery, but I don't think I still don't think that team's good enough to make the playoffs. Like I don't think they're going to bump out of these teams. In Utah, I was bullish on Utah going into the season. I thought maybe if there was a team that didn't make it last year that could in the Western Conference, I thought it was them. But they've been wrong. They've been totally mid. It's looking more, like I said, it looks like the same situation as the Coyotes. I thought maybe the fresh change of scenery might be a boost, but it hasn't really. Nothing's really changed there. And Seattle's they're mid too, and then the bottom 4 teams. Yeah, I mean, they're all tanking at this point.
What the hell should Nashville do?
7 wins in 29 games. I mean, it's funny they kind of sold off the rebuild there, but it's like now, I mean, you kind of got to do that, but they really have no choice now. It's like they're forced themselves to contend with this roster, but it's not a roster that can do that. They suck. They're worse than us.
Yeah,
they're worse than us.
And their coach Andrew Burnett recently saying that he could scratch every single player on the team.
There's not a single one there is performing the way they should.
I want to go to their Puckpedia actually, because they obviously went away, like trading guys like Askarov. Like I know they kind of went away from what could have been like a rebuild to try to win now. But
what's the prospect pool looking like? Like, can they even do that right now? It's like a lot of these guys they just signed, so it's not like they could just sell them off right now.
So I mean, they got Marchessault and Stamkos until 2028 and 2029. It's freaking rough, man. But so here's the thing, though, is, I mean, yeah, if they were to move on one of those guys now, they'd have to retain a lot of salary and really commit to the rebuild. But to be honest with you, I don't know, they have insane draft capital this year. They have 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and then a third, a fourth, a fifth, and 2 sixths. So, I mean, like they somehow have been able to, like, through acquiring the players they have this offseason, they still do have quite a bit of draft capital, but I don't know what you do at this point, because it's like there's no way they can make the playoffs, right? Like,
no, I mean, at this point, you may as well just keep playing the way you're playing, get that lottery pick, right? I mean, that's probably your best bet right now. I mean, it sounds kind of silly to say, but this team, it's not good enough to pull on a 2019 Blues insanity run. At this point, you kind of almost hope it stays the way it is, and they'll get that top pick. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but I mean, it's almost like you don't really want to play yourself out of that now, do you? I mean, you kind of accept where you are right now.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. Evangelista is gonna he's an RFA after this season. Gustav Nyquist is old, 35, gonna be 36 next year, gonna be a UFA. Yeah, geez, That would suck to be a Nashville Predators fan because it feels like they're in a crazy spot where it's like
they're in no man's land right now.
They have no direction. It's
That's
like
the worst spot to be in. Like at least with us, like we suck right now, but we have a direction, we have a path, we know we have a bright future. But the Predators, I think you once had that bright future, but now you don't. I mean, it's looking pretty dark at the moment, and it could be a long fix.
Yeah, I wonder if like a guy like Philip Forsberg's gonna like want to get out of there. He's 30 years old. I know he's, the main leader of that team. I think he loves Nashville. But I mean, that stinks. Like last year, I remember it like seeing them in the playoffs against Vancouver. It was like, man, this roster's probably just like a couple of pieces away from being like a legit team. But
then they made a couple really big ones, and like I don't think was there any single person like well-known like insider or whatever like NHL media person who would have seen this coming. Honestly, I don't think none of us obviously saw it coming. We all had them in. It's like, I mean, I can't recall a team like this who's been this disappointing in a long time.
Yeah, and something that I mentioned before the season, I didn't say that they were going to be bad, but I did say that when you throw together a team kind of like they did,
chemistry's
you bring
a
in
big thing, man.
Chemistry's going to be a big deal, and that it might. I did say that it was going to take some time for them to gel, but I did not predict this.
Like it's toughest. There's
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, because you're assuming that these guys are going to produce the same way. Like, but Stamkos no longer has his Kucherov. Marchessault always works so well with that Vegas system, right? You're assuming he's going to produce the way they are. But obviously, it hasn't worked out, right? They're not producing the way they were in the system. It's new. And a lot of these guys, I mean, it just hasn't been a seamless transition, right?
Yeah. And I mean, you want to, so we're tied with them. But dude, they have so many loser points. They've got 6 OTLs.
So they're the Islanders of the Western Conference, but worse, way worse. And they have 7 wins. Like we have the second least wins of 9. Still don't have 10 yet. That's another reason we want to win tomorrow, right? Get that, then that would make the Predators the last team in the league with not 10 wins, and they're still 3 away. So that's pretty wild too.
Yeah, I mean they'd have to go on like a run that the Edmonton Oilers did last year if they wanted to make the playoffs this year.
They have the worst. Actually, no, sorry. They have the second worst goal differential in the league. But I guess the team with the worst is actually kind of surprising. Well, actually, it's not because they've had a few blowouts. But guess which team, the one team that has the worst goal differential than the Predators right now? It's in the. I'll give you a hint. It's in the Eastern Conference, and it's not one of the worst teams.
Huh.
I mean, they're not good, but they're not one of the worst.
Old. Is it the Islanders?
No, washed. A team that should be rebuilding,
Pittsburgh.
but there you go.
Oh, okay.
It's the Penguins, a -30 goal differential. I would not have guessed that they have the worst. Another thing I'm looking at here, just looking at stuff, the Bruins have a -19 differential. They're third, and they're still in as bad as the season that they've had. They're still third in the division, so that's kind of interesting too. I'm just looking at standings right now, just pointing out things I find interesting. That's how locked in I am today.
Yeah, no, it's that kind of show, and also it's
one of those days. We're not used to doing later on Wednesdays too, so I think we're all kind of in a funk there too.
I had no clue I was doing the show today. I was told yesterday that I wasn't going to be on the show today because you guys were doing it in the morning.
We were supposed to do it in the afternoon, but the Wi-Fi wasn't working over here, so and then I had a final I had to get to, so we had to push it back to now. So there you go. I think it's a long day for everybody. Pretty much.
Also, it was a Tassos birthday stream, so we're just kind of hanging out, having fun.
Well, it doesn't help that there's not really a lot to talk because the Hawks, they haven't played. I mean, they've had the game Monday, obviously, but we talked about the post-game show. But now it's 2 days off, really no news or anything. I was hoping that's another reason why I was hoping we get a call up there so we could talk about that, but that hasn't happened yet. Hopefully, it will happen soon. But just not really a lot of news to cover from the Hawks end and NHL too. It's a little different. But
Kevin in chat said if we gave 3 points for a regulation win, you'd have a better chance to come back. I don't know when he left that comment, if it was in reply to the Predator situation, but if you gave 3 points for a regulation win and then just 1 for an OTL, they'd be in an even worse spot than they are because they have the least regulation wins. They have the least amount of wins in the entire National Hockey League. Like the Blackhawks have 2 more wins than the Preds do, so they'd be in an even bigger hole if it was like 3 points for a regulation win and 1 for a. Isn't that the model? Was that a regulation win would be 3 points, an OT win would be 2, and then an OT win would be 1?
Yeah. But it's kind of, I will say this, like I I don't know how much Nashville Predators fans we have listened to the show, but I will just say this. Hopefully, I don't piss them off too much. But I am so here for this downfall, right? Because like that franchise, I feel like I haven't viewed them the same way since 2017. There's always been a sour taste in my mouth since then. So to see them going down in flames after everybody crowned them the offseason, free agent champions, that this team was legit, and to see them dead last right now, worse than us. I'm all here for it. Like, I find it very entertaining. So I'm just going to say that. Get that out of the way.
Was the 2017 years that the year they swept us and
yeah, that was
it really
painful.
ended? That was like the last kind of.
And that's what
like
set
what
off
killed
where we're
the
at now.
yeah killed the dynasty.
Yeah,
I remember watching Game 4 at my friend's house, and I left like with a few minutes left in the game crying, and I was 17 years old. Like I was like, I was damn near an adult at that point, and I remember fucking leaving my friend's place, fucking crying my eyes out. Yeah, fuck Nashville. I don't, I'm not gonna feel bad for any team in the Central Division's downfall. But
yeah, no, I am here for it.
But yeah, I'm trying to look at like Nashville Predator. Like I'd be so curious to know what what Predators fans and what their media like want to happen now. It's like, what would you want? Like, if you were a Nashville Predators fan, what would you want right now?
James Higgins.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. Like I said, you're not coming back from this. It's too late. It's over. It's December and you're 7-16-6 or whatever. Yeah, they're 7-16-6. You're not coming back from that. I'm sorry. They're 13 points out of a playoff spot. It's done. You're not. What's the difference between finishing 32nd and 19th? Like, what's that going to do? Yeah. Like, accept where you're at right now, and try to move out of it, right? With a top pick, that's I think that's your best bet.
But then, would you want them to be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline, or would you want them just hold and not do anything?
I mean, you would logically think sellers, but it's like you just got a lot of these pieces. You're not going to really be able to move on from them. So I feel like they're kind of forced to. What can they really do at this point?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's
sucks. Tough. But the fact that they have that draft capital, like that is a saving grace, honestly. It's almost, it's like a backup if it didn't go well. It's like, oh, at least you had 3 first-round picks. That's kind of, I did not know that. That's kind of wild.
But also, I'd imagine if they don't sell, like eventually they'll start doing better, right?
Yeah, we're not gonna finish ahead of them. Like they're a better team than us, as bad as they've been. So yeah, I mean, I think it's only up from here. They'll have a better second half, but it's not going to be good enough to drastically change things. And this isn't a good enough team to go on like a insanity run, I don't think. Watch it happen now that I said it. We'll look back on it and clip that, and all the Preds fans can, yap at me. But I don't think it's going to happen, though.
Do you think we're going to finish last?
No, I don't think so. I think bottom 5, maybe even bottom 3. But I think with Sorensen, we're going to get more wins here. More points. I think teams could look better. But like, it's just a question of which teams do we finish ahead of. And like, I think the only teams I see, like, we could finish ahead of the Ducks. I don't think we probably will, but we can. The Sharks we could finish ahead of. It's possible we stay ahead of the Predators, but like, those are really the only 3 teams that I think there's a chance we could finish ahead of. I think the Predators is not going to happen. Like that roster's, I'd be shocked if we did. Maybe one of the Sharks and Ducks. Then you look at the Eastern Conference. The only team in the Eastern Conference could be the Canadians. I think they're better. So I mean, that's probably still bottom 3 by my calculations if we finish ahead of 1, but. And we could still finish last. Like, honestly, it wouldn't be if we're scoring more goals, if Bedsy's playing better, the young guns are producing like Reichel, Kershaw gets his game back on track, Vlasic's doing his thing. Like, as long as they're playing well, like, I'm happy with that, right? Just a team, the game's more watchable. We get that top pick, and you give us another top 3 pick there. We get one of Hagen's, Marteau, Misa, like, we're in great hands. We're in great shape. So that's a successful season in my book. I know Davidson probably wouldn't say that. I know he wanted to see some more progression this year, but I think another, season we're getting a top pick like that is a good thing for us. And plus it just makes that offseason much easier too.
And also, nobody's fucking watching the games anyway because the CHSN and attendance is down. So it's not like I don't know. It's like
may as well go all in at this point, right?
Might as well.
Like, what's the difference between finishing 27th and like 32nd? Like, we're down here. We may as well embrace it, right?
We might as well be the worst.
If Tassos was on here right now, he'd be having an aneurysm. But like, it's like, honestly, what's the point of finishing a few spots like better? Like, really, what does it accomplish? Like, let's just we're at right now. Like, let's just embrace the tank from here on out. Like, that's my thought.
I agree. I'm fully with you on embracing the tank.
This team's not good enough to, go on some sort of, like, we want to talk about the Predators, but this team is definitely not good enough to go on some sort of run for anyone who thinks that. Even with this new coach, this new system, like it's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I'll embrace the tank if we get to watch Frank the Tank.
I see what you did there. That was nice. Yeah, let's get some Hawks lose, but Bedard Frank Nazar production. That's what I want.
Yes, we need
another player to add into the mix.
I can't wait to see the Frank Nazar meme, the Hawks lose but Nazar point. I can't wait to see what you cook.
I can't wait to we'll call him up. Like you guys could, it would take a lot of work from you guys in the production end, but like if you just clipped like an entire like video of me like calling for the team to call up Frank Nazar, you could probably make a 10-minute video. And you could drop that when they actually call him up. I can't wait though.
You'd have to comb through like.
We would be combing
3
hours of footage. That would take forever. That would be. I'm not saying you don't have to do that.
Video.
Yeah, you don't have to. I'm not saying you do that. It would take way too much. But for those of you who have been listening to the show, like every single episode, I mentioned at least once. And so since I bring it up, hopefully we'll see him by the next Islanders game, not the one tomorrow, but the one at home Sunday. I think that's a good prediction, Lee. Hopefully we'll see him then. End of this road trip. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I don't really have much more. Justin, when you're here, we should like make some sort of like YouTube video, like
that'd be fun, like a live stream, like a kind of a break it down something,
like about a specific subject that we like prepare for.
I like that.
I think that'd be a good idea. I think something involving prospects or
I was just gonna say we could do like a top 10 Hawks prospects like debate or something. We could each bring our own and kind of come to some sort of like conclusion there.
Either talking about our prospects or we do like a draft video and we decide like who we think the Blackhawks should draft or what moves the Blackhawks should make.
Yeah, probably save that one for a little closer to the truth. I think we could do one now. We could do one like one per month, like if it changes. But that's something to do too.
True.
And I like that because we love talking about our prospects and our draft picks. So I think we would do well with that. And Tassos can, he doesn't have to be in that one.
No, he can just be screaming from the next room over. Before we get off, I want to read through chat here to see if I miss anything. Stamkos definitely regrets leaving Tampa Bay. Yes.
Yeah, he looks depressed there, man. I feel bad for him. It's like, well, here's another thing. It reminds me of, unfortunately, like Patrick Kane, Detroit. It has not been going well this season. Like, I couldn't even tell you last time he had a point. He was out for a little bit there. Now he's back, but he's back now. But like, it's been a disaster this season. Like, it was great last year, but it's not looked good from this year. So I do wonder what's going to happen with Patrick Kane. Like, does he get if the Wings are below the playoff line? Does he get dealt to somewhere else? What happens there? Does he go back to the Rags? Like, where's he go? Maybe hometown Buffalo? I'm not sure, but I can't imagine like the way it's looking this season that he's going to be there much longer. Does he? He's not. I love for him to come back here, but it's not going to happen. We know how Davidson feels about himself. But anyway, I had to throw that in there.
Rager asks when we think Oliver Moore is going to come to the Blackhawks.
Well, I think this is probably I was going to say this is probably his last college year, but he is a player, honestly, I could see going back for another year. It probably doesn't happen, though. He probably signs his ELC at the end of the year like Frank Nazar did. Maybe he makes his debut like he did at the end of the season and plays with the Ice Hawks next season. Because, I think he's not there yet. He's close. He's been playing better lately, but I wouldn't say his season so far, like, it's been a little below what I would expect him to be, but it's getting better. I think Sam Renzel, we want to talk about Minnesota, Hawks prospects. Sam Renzel has been having a fantastic season in Minnesota. I believe they're ranked number 1 right now too. So hopefully they can win a ship. They can win the ship over there, and that'll be a good boost to their confidence. And we'll see Oliver Moore, the World Juniors for the U.S. Maybe that'll be a good confidence booster for him. I think he could use that right now. Hopefully have more of a role in this year's team. Last year's team was kind of the 13th forward, but I think this year's squad should be in that top 6, and maybe he'll be playing with future Blackhawk James Higgins. We'll see.
My prediction would be, though, that they both sign, him and Renzel probably sign ELCs this offseason.
Renzel definitely will, because he's a 22 draft pick too. So he definitely will.
Yeah. Okay. So he's a year older.
Yeah.
So he and then probably spend the entirety of the year in Rockford.
Maybe a stint here or there, but most of the season Rockford next year. So 26, 27, then I think that would be your first full season. So it's a bit of a wait, I know, but I think he'll be worth it because I still like, especially both of them, and more too. Like I think he's got tremendous potential, just his speed. Like he's gonna be one of the fastest players in the league. I think having him like on the wings, he's a center, but he's definitely gonna. I think he's gonna move to the wing. I think Nazar is gonna stay a center. He'll be your 2C, and then Oliver Moore move to the wing and play either Nazar or Bedsy in the top line. That'll be fun to watch.
Unknown Boy said, I want AJ Spelcy to be a guy for us. I famously said on multiple shows after his preseason stint, I said that AJ Spelcy is a confirmed second center for the Blackhawks. So I agree with you, and I think he will be.
I think he'll be a bottom 6 piece. I'm not quite in that. I think you're probably, well, you might not be joking. I don't know. But yeah, I think he's definitely good. I think he could definitely be a piece on your bottom 6, which again, for a 3rd round pick, like if you're anything on your roster, like that's a W, right? He's been having a good season too in Windsor, and he was invited to the U.S. World Junior. At least the initial like camp. It doesn't mean we'll see if he actually makes a team. That might be a long shot for him, but if he does, like that would be great. But we'll see what happens there.
Dude, he's been playing hockey as long as we've been podcasting. That's like kind of a joke, but also like he is relatively compared to everybody else, you know,
he's
newer
so raw
to the game. He's so raw. I think that he has so much upside.
He's only scratched the surface of like what he could do, and he's just his athleticism. He's like a football player in ice, so he could be our next Andrew Shaw.
Yeah. All right. I think we should end it there. Leave it up to Justin and I to turn NHL Hour into Blackhawks prospect talk. But
we had to get in here while Tassos was away.
That's what we do best. Once the big boss leaves the studio, we're gonna have some fun. But everybody, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Chicago Hockey Radio. Hit the bell so that you know when we go live. I'm doing the live stream tomorrow for the Islanders game, as we said. Follow the Instagram, Chicago Hockey Radio. Follow Justin's Instagram meme page, BHawks Memes. Join the Discord. Am I missing anything, Raven or Justin? I think that's pretty much.
Follow the TikTok.
Follow the TikTok. Yeah.
We should start producing some brain rot content for the TikTok. Yeah, I'm just joking, but yeah, for sure.
I did make one clip for the TikTok a while back where I sped the voice up so I sound like I was Alvin.
The CHSN rant. That was
yeah, and then put like Minecraft gameplay underneath. So maybe we'll have to throw some more of that, sprinkle some more of that on TikTok. But appreciate you boys hanging out with us for this absolute fucking clown show of
this was one of the CHR podcasts of all time today.
Dude, easily the most loose, the goofiest, like
hey, you know, people want to see that though. You won't see the CHGO guys doing that, you know. So you gotta have fun every now and then, right?
Yeah. All right. Cheers, boys. Thank you.